Now at this point you're probably getting pretty good at recognizing equations that are quadratic in form. So what about the next one? 2x minus the square root of x minus 1 is equal to 0. Do you see that one of the variable expressions here is the square of the other one? And probably a bit more obvious in this case that if you take the square root of x and square it, you'll get just the variable x. So that would dictate then that we would like our u substitution to be equal to the square root of x, so that u squared then is equal to the square root of x squared, which is just equal to x. So now the equation becomes 2 u squared minus u minus 1 is equal to 0. And now if we factor this, which I think it will fairly easily here, we'll have 2u and u, 1 and 1, and I think we need a negative here and a plus there. So if we set each factor to 0, we'll have 2u is equal to negative 1, or u is equal to negative 1/2, or we'll have then u is equal to positive 1. Now you know that we next need to go back and replace the u with what it was equal to in the beginning, which was the square root of x. So now we'll have the square root of x being equal to negative 1/2, or the square root of x then is equal to positive 1. Now if you look carefully at that first equation, the square root of x being equal to negative 1/2, and if you study it for just a moment, I hope you can see that there's no solution to this equation. Because when you ask for the square root of something, which we are on the left-hand side without any sign being in front of the radical, that means we're asking for the principal square root, which has to be either 0 or positive. So there's no way for any value we might put in for x inside the square root there that it could equal something negative. So we can say right away then that the equation that we have has no solution, and that would simply be by inspection. Alright, now if we go to the second equation, I think you'll agree that what we need to do to isolate the x would be to square each side of the equation. So we end up then with x being equal to positive 1. Now, still a good idea to check that result back in the original equation, but I think if you do, you'll find that it does check.